Now, a football coach from Jersey has made headlines in Kenya after setting up a charity to help young people in the country. Weir is the chairman of Jersey to Africa for Football, which is working to improve the lives of those living in slums in the capital, Nairobi.
Yep, since setting up the foundation, he's helped ship more than a ton of football kit to the area and has been out there encouraging youngsters to get involved in the game. In fact, his last visit to Nairobi even featured on Kenyan television. Now, back in the island, Ricky has come into our studio to tell us more about his mission. Welcome, Ricky. So tell us, how did this charity come about?
After a trip down there in late 2012, I went down there to help a friend of mine, Paul Bell, who runs a school down there, with some suitcases full of kit. That was about it. I thought I'd be painting the classrooms, and on the first day I was asked to go and watch some of the kids play. In fact, there was over 100 kids waiting for me. I didn't realise. Paul had told them a coach was coming down, and it kind of really led from there. They asked me if would I coach them. I had some conditions about that, but ended up doing about 14 coaching sessions and just became compelled by what I saw, the desire, kids coming from miles, you know, no shoes, and then the sort of conditions they played. So my first objective was, well, at the very least, I think I could probably get some football boots over here over the course of the next year. But I also had a bigger vision as well, and it's kind of, you know, that's starting to grow now.
And seeing those sort of scenes that you described out there, what sort of an impact did that have on you, seeing the conditions that those youngsters had to contend with?
It's immense, and I encourage anyone that wants to do anything, or you know, you can read self-development books for 10 years. You spend a week down there, and it's a very humbling, grounding experience. Seeing kids that are very much, you know, like our own kids, but just with very little, no opportunity. But the common denominator is football, and that was a great connect for me, because I didn't know much about their lives or Africa, but I certainly knew about football, and that was a kind of draw, really. And that's, after all the areas I've spent in football, this is a nice way where it's back to its purity in terms of that's all these kids want to do, just kick a ball. It's the only, you know, it's the one thing they still can do, if they have a ball, that is.
And we just saw you on Kenyan telly there. Is that a boost to the charity, that kind of profiling?
Yeah, very much. I haven't really seen if there's been any reaction in Kenya itself, but the fact that they wanted to cover the story was, I found, quite surprising, really. It was, I employed a photographer last time I went down just to kind of capture, because the images are what really sells the project and has helped to grow the foundation. And he was the one that made connect to one of the media people down there, and they were compelled. And then, you know, partly because I've got African connections myself, albeit Nigerian, and they were even more intrigued by here, you know, what's in Nairobi, and from a place that they'd barely heard of, doing in Kenya, helping kids that our own people don't even help.
And you're being a bit modest there, Ricky, because one of your team captains, John, has described you as a miracle sent by God. So they do appreciate what you're doing out there.
Yeah, we are giving those kids hope, and I think that's really the word. And you know, believing in themselves, and that they can be better, and that there are opportunities. It's a big country, and there's only so much we can do, and that's the challenging part, not to get too carried away, to get overridden by all the things you can't do, but just focusing on the things that you can do.
Thank you very much indeed for joining us, and good luck with the continuing